So the New York Times accidentally made Joe Biden look like a buffoon. In a focus group where a lot of people were interviewed and asked questions about their voting history and Joe Biden and their thoughts on the 2024 election, a funny question was asked about what animal people think of when they think of Joe Biden. So let's jump into some of these responses. Vic Ranth, who's a 22-year-old from Jersey, an Asian Democrat who's a medical scribe, said a snail. We're starting off with a bang because I would agree with that. And Sana, a 22-year-old Democrat from Illinois, who is an Asian woman who is not working, she said a sloth. Both Democrats have to agree with them. They're doing pretty well so far. Claudia, who is a 28-year-old Latina from Florida, who's an independent, she said a dinosaur just because he was trying to bring back old politics, not because of his age. I think she's onto something, but she's afraid to say the quiet part out loud. Milan, who is a 39-year-old from New Hampshire, another independent. He said a meerkat. Anytime it's nice out, his head's up, and then as soon as something goes wrong, he's just gone again. Okay, Milan, I'm voting for you. He's a software developer. Okay, so he's a genius and he's funny. Love it. Okay, moving on. Marquita, who is a 33-year-old Black Democrat from Florida. She said an elephant because they live very long and they have really strong memories. Marquita, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, he's living long. I can't deny that. When you think of Joe Biden, you think of the mascot of the GOP, Nick from Iowa, who is a white independent business manager, said a goldfish just because he doesn't seem to have an attention span to focus on anything. Someone point me in the direction of the lie. This person said a camel. The way he talks, I see the camel's mouth moving. Thanks, I won't be able to unsee that. Interesting, we're almost done with all of these and there hasn't been a single Republican voter. Chris from Pennsylvania, who is a white Democrat teacher, said I was going to say dinosaur as well. Ken, who is a 47-year-old Latino from Florida, said a turtle. That's it, just a turtle. Well, he's gonna have to compete with Mitch McConnell for that one. And lastly, we have probably my favorite response of all of these, Janique, who is a 28-year-old Black Democrat. She said, a hippopotamus. A lot of them are very violent, and a lot of them are very dangerous. They have old ways of doing things that may not always be the best course of action, like how Biden is, and they can get dangerous if they deem it necessary. Okay, wait, so Janique is from Delaware? So has she seen him, out and about being violent? Janique, send us a tip. Come on, send us these stories. And then the moderator followed up with Sana back from the beginning, who said sloth, and Sana says, because he's slow, honestly. There's been many times where he's just forgotten things. He's been caught so many times on camera with just mumbo-jumbo coming out of his mouth. There was not a single animal mentioned that would be considered a compliment to Joe Biden. And these responses are all from Democrats and independents. I'm no expert here, but that does not look like a good sign for Joe Biden this election. And these young voters saying that Joe Biden reminds them of a snail and a sloth, aren't the young voters supposed to be the ones that are carrying the Democratic Party moving forward? So if you had to pick an animal to best describe Joe Biden, what would you pick?